Good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. And I do know I have a few across the world today, so let's get started. Happy Monday to everyone. This is Travel Nerd News. I am the Travel Nerd, and this is what news I have collected over the past week since last Wednesday. I will warn you, it's a little bit United heavy today, and it just kind of turns out that way, but hopefully we'll have a good time regardless. Let's see. Let us begin with who is here. Archie was first in today. I saw that. Good day, Archie. Good day. Archie says, hello, everyone. Partly cloudy central New York State. Fall foliage is at its peak and expect to just reach 60 today. Ugh. Ugh. I live in the high desert, and so, the trees in the neighborhood change foliage, but all in all, we have to go up in the mountains to really see any fall foliage, which would probably be a lovely little trip. Maybe I should probably do that. Anyway, I have not. So Archie, welcome. Happy Monday. Oh, I'm on the wrong part. Let's try that again. There we go. My setup was partially torn down, and I had to reset it up this morning. So the lighting could be a little wonky, and the angle looks a little off. But we're gonna go with it. I think it's all good. It's all good. All right. So next up, we have Miss Bodacious Enlightenment. I'm telling secrets there. Who is a member? So gone for the member. Welcome, Bodacious. Let's see. Next up, we have David in the lovely United Kingdom. Also a member. He gets the gong as well. Let's see. The Luton Fire. Yep, Range Rover. I saw that article. I watched a video. It's very scary. Let's see. Actually, it's interesting. I haven't read the Luton article that I've uncovered, but I did read some X's. Are they X's now? Some tweets, some X's. I don't know if they're X's or tweets, but some of the X's said that it was a hybrid diesel, which I didn't know they had hybrid diesels, but anyway. But yeah, a hybrid Range Rover is what I had read on X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but everything out there in the world, anybody who uses Twitter probably knows that the name changed to X, and yet they always put in this qualifier, formerly known as X. I think that's pretty funny. But it is writing to the lowest common denominator, of course. That's kind of how that works. Let's see. So I think I got everybody, but yeah. So welcome, and if you're watching this after the fact, welcome. And if you would like to join live, Mondays at noon Eastern time, and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time is the current schedule. So that will be the plan. And Jason Hobbs will not be here today. He is probably currently in the air between Dallas and Orlando, I believe, is what he told me his first leg was. He's on a 3-day, so he will not be here this week. I was hoping to have him on this Wednesday, but we've got him penciled in for next Wednesday, the 25th. And so I'll see if I can effort Matt up this Wednesday, but you never know. You never know. People have odd schedules, and so we'll work on that. So we shall see. And of course, Robin is still on the to-do list. I haven't had a pretty busy weekend, taking care of family this weekend, and so I didn't really get around to reaching out to Robin. So, all right. Anyway, yeah. So it was a very busy weekend. So I'm hoping you guys are lively this morning, because I could use the therapy session, I guess, in a lot of ways, getting back to some normal life stuff. So, and potentially for some of the viewers as well. So let us move on to the show, and we'll, as we always do, we'll start with the the map of misery, which frankly does not look too miserable today. It is, let's see, the statistics between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. And I believe, based on my looking at this over the months, years, etc., that this is Eastern time. So the first 4 hours of the morning, and 360 delays and 4 cancellations. Of course, if you are on one of the delays, or even worse yet, one of the cancellations, it's not going to be happy days for you, unfortunately. But all in all, the weather looks pretty calm. Doesn't look like there's a lot of weather on the map, at least. Chicago, as is typical, is near the top. 34 delays in Chicago and 10 at Midway. For whatever reason, who knows? New York City has a few, not too many at any particular airport. Not like the 34 at O'Hare, but JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. So you got a lot of airports in that area. You know, a lot of airplanes flying around big cities. That's just the nature. You get lots of airports. Miami looks like it's got a few delays, but individually we've got Houston coming in second. The Astros lost last night, so if you're into baseball, sports ball of any sort over the weekend, I didn't get to watch too much sports ball over the weekend, and what I did watch was not very good. So, but last night hockey season has begun, which is very very lovely for me. And it's a long story, but I am a fan of the Anaheim Ducks. They were wearing their Mighty Duck throwback jerseys last night, and they won 6-3, so that was pretty exciting. I think I have an original Mighty Duck jersey back in my closet somewhere. I've been meaning to frame. I actually have the home and the road, which would be white and the purple plum. I think it's plum officially. But I've been meaning to have those framed at some point, because they're so old now. I think I bought those probably close to 30 years ago when the Ducks were brand new, when they were little babies. Lots of coffee today. I'm gonna have a lot of coffee today. Anyway, misery map doesn't look all that miserable, really. Live delays will update. 13,000 delays worldwide, 1,381 in the United States, 638 cancellations worldwide. That just, again, if you're one of those 638 flights, you're not happy about that. But actually, you know what? That makes me, one of the things I've been wanting to do, and I think Flight Radar does a pretty good job with this, is you can look at like all the flights. See, I probably shouldn't be doing this live. I should probably, I have to log in. I'm gonna leave my other email. Probably shouldn't have done that. Anyway, what? Page error. Well, there's my current. Oh, the VPN. It's VPN'd. Anyway, we can scroll out. There's a page on Flight Radar that I think will show you the total number of flights in the air at any given time, which is kind of cool. Maybe I'll look that up, and we'll move away from some of the misery and actually look at how many flights are in the air to get an idea of the ratio of, how bad is 638 cancellations in the scheme of how many total flights there are. So, but real quick check. I don't see. Oh yeah, they're number 4 today. Wings of Body is number 4. The running check of Wings of Body, number 4 today. 32% of their flights are delayed, and 19% of their flights are canceled. Good times on Wings of Body. And looking at the weather map, lots of delays today. Hamburg, close to an hour for arrivals. Hanover, London Gatwick, London Heathrow, London Stansted. Excuse me. Houston, George Bush. Chicago. Chicago just due to traffic. Houston due to runway in use. I wonder if they have odd weather condition, odd winds today, perhaps. SeaTac, low clouds. Barcelona, Malpensa. General Umberto Delgado, so that's Lisbon. Zurich, Indira Gandhi, not India Gandhi. Give myself a slap on the wrist for that one. Indira Gandhi. Shenzhen. So there's the map, or there's the list. So we got Houston. Seattle's got some delays. They got weather coming through. Look at that. It's raining in Seattle. That looks like a pretty interesting storm coming into Europe. Southern Europe right now. Looks like that. Let's see if it'll play so we can get a direction. Probably go to weather.com. That would probably be better than this. But that's a pretty big hook. Looks like a wasp. A stinger down here hitting Lisbon. Anyway, doesn't seem like it's going to... it's going to play in the United States. Oh, screw it. All right. So we got Hamburg. There's the Malpensa, Barcelona, Lisbon in red. Big storm over here. We got a green in Tel Aviv, which shocks me. And then a couple in China. There's Delhi. Indira Gandhi, I'm guessing, is Delhi. Yeah, so yeah, there's the map for that. All right, quick check of the chat. Insurance for Range Rovers is crazy high in the UK. £20,000 per year for London if they insure you at all. Really? Wow. Wow, that's crazy. £20,000. What is? I don't know what the exchange rate today, but that's what 34,000 US. Wow, that's crazy. The Artist and His Prince went through that as well. I'm a little slow this morning. I don't understand the reference. David asks if I have the DVD. I actually do not have the DVD. I've only seen the first Mighty Ducks movie. And I think when that came out, I was in my... I would be dating myself. I was not a kid, let's put it that way. So I didn't really... Yeah, I don't think I really liked the movie, frankly. It's probably blasphemous to say so. I think it was fine. It was pretty typical Disney movie for those days. Not like a Disney movie today, which is completely different. Yes, they had a sequel. I think they might have had a. Did they have a third? Gordon Bombay. I actually watched. There's a documentary on ESPN. I'm trying to remember. It was called Once Upon a Time in Anaheim, and it kind of went over the Michael Eisner had this. They wrote this Mighty Ducks movie, and based on the movie, he's like, we should probably have a hockey team, and it just kind of went from there. The Anaheim pond at that time was an empty stadium that had been built. A brand new arena had been built, and it had no tenants, and so Eisner, it's like across maybe half a mile from Disneyland. So he's like, hey, let's start up have a Mighty Ducks hockey team. He's like marketing, and the team were cast members and stuff. I remember all that at the beginning. Anyway, so and then eventually Disney didn't think they were going to make any money off of them. I think the team's valued at close to $1 billion now. So I think the new owner he's either a dentist or an ophthalmologist. So there's a lot of money in teeth and eyes. And so I think he's doing very well. Archie says fun movies. It's been so long. I'll take your word for it there, Archie. Slapshot. It's been years. All I remember in Slapshot is the three brothers, and they like put like aluminum foil and stuff on their hands. Back when aluminum foil was back when aluminum foil was a lot thicker than it is today. and they were goons and they would fight. It was fantastic. Paul Newman. So if you are looking for a hockey movie, I think Slapshot is largely it. Hockey fans by and large, I think, will call Slapshot the best hockey movie out there. So, more coffee. All right, let us continue. Unless you have more hockey talk. But yeah, so I enjoyed the Ducks winning last night. That was fun. It's nice. It's nice. My baseball season is over. It's really hard for me, real quick, with Texas Rangers playing the Houston Astros. Both teams are in the. I'm a Seattle Mariner fan, so both of those teams are in my division. So I don't really like either one of them. So it's really hard for me to have any sort of rooting interest in that series. And on the other side, we got the Diamondbacks and the Phillies, and I don't know that I have a real preference there. I've never been to Philadelphia, and I have been to Phoenix. Maybe I'll root for Phoenix. I don't really know how that's going to work out. The Goon is another, David says. I don't think I know the Goon. With a wink? I might have to look that up. Much filming of Slapshot. I'm having trouble this morning. Filming here in central New York. Interesting. Yeah, it had that feel, didn't it? I can see that back in the day. All right, let's move on. The first story actually is the Luton fire. I heard that the parking structure is a complete teardown. It's going to have to be replaced. I heard that. I think I was on X. I think I read that on X. Luton Airport, unlikely any vehicles will be salvageable after the fire. Luton is facing down the loss of 1,699 parking spaces and over 1,200 cars. So this is a fairly new article. So maybe it has newer information than what I read on X over the weekend. X. I think X is funny. Luton Airport has confirmed that the cars affected by the recent car park fire are unlikely to be salvageable, with at least 1,200 vehicles lost. David, are people in the UK as sue happy as Americans? Because if this was in America, there would already be lawsuits being filed this morning. Despite the loss of parking spaces, Luton Airport is resuming operations and offers several mass transit alternatives, including rail and bus. Luton Airport is investing in reducing emissions and sustainability with low cost. Why is that a thing about parking anyway? The October 10 car park fire at Luton Airport has likely resulted in the total loss of at least 1,200. Blah blah blah. We already read that. According to October 15th statement, the odds of cars at Luton Airport's Terminal Car Park 2 being salvageable after the October 10 fire are unlikely. Regrettably, it is unlikely that any vehicles in the car park will be salvageable. However, this is still in the process of being assessed. We are working with the Associated British Insurers on behalf of the many insurance companies to establish whether it will be possible to safely retrieve any personal possessions, and if so, how this process may work. Luton Airport also said that it has provided the Motor Vehicles Insurance Bureau, the MIB, the Men in Black, with GDPR compliant registration details of 1,405 vehicles. But Sky News reports that the chief fire officer, Andrew Hopkins, believes the number of unsalvageable cars is closer to 1,200. All right, let's see if this will play. This is outside. Down because it's blowing my ears out. Yeah, fire and concrete are not good friends. Let's see. Continuing. I wonder if I saw while I was looking at X, I saw a video from inside from one of the security cameras. least that's what the claim was. Let's see. Luton Airport shared the statement. The emergency services have now handed back control of the site to the airport, and work to make this site safe is ongoing. Until such time, it will not be possible to provide more detailed information or a specific timeline. Less parking, more mass transit. Yes. Low cost. I don't know why that is anything to do with the parking structure. With the loss of anyway, so it's bad. It didn't really talk about the cause of the fire, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have a little more information on that. It's fun because when you go to X and you start looking at all the responses to the story, the tinfoil hats or not come out. David says there weren't any fire sprinklers in the garage. Yes. Insurance will have to sort it out. Yes. Each insurance will pay out and then make claims against the garage and the insurance or the Range Rover. Oh, okay. So the owner of the Range Rover, probably not going to be insured after this. I think that's how it would go in the United States, at least. After a massive cost to the company, I think they would probably settle everything and then drop them. So David says there's actually a pretty quick rail to Luton Airport. Yeah, that would be convenient. If I'm in the United States, they have at least out here in the Boise Valley, they have park and ride stations. You drive your car to the park and ride, park it, and then you hop on. In Boise, there's no trains. There's mass transit buses. You hop on a bus and take the bus to wherever you're going. Back in the old days, Boise did have a light rail, and for whatever reason, it was removed at some point. I wish I could find. I was hoping that they would have the story. I'm going to look here over on my other screen, see if I can find. Let's see if it'll let me. I haven't actually looked at X in a long time. Enter my verification code. What? Sorry, I am going to effort because I would like to find the story that had the fire, because it was pretty amazing. It was actually, I believe it was the floor below. I believe the Range Rover was on the upper floor, and it collapsed the floor and fell down on a car below. Of course, it changed codes on me while I was jibber-jabbering. Let's see. Nope, it is not going to let me in. Oh, it's because I'm putting in the wrong code. Technology is fun. Oh, and it changed on me again. Sorry, I'm putting you through this, but it is a pretty. Hey, all right. Let's see if I can find it. Oops. Sorry. It is Monday. Let's see if this works. Seahawks at Bengals. Yeah. So this is alleged. I just flipped over this. That was alleged to be the Luton Diesel. This guy over here. Pause that. Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't know. Don't know if that's really it or not. Some photos. There's the top deck engulfed and then burned through. Would like to find the one from inside the car park on the security camera. Here, this one. Yeah, this is the one I saw where it would appear that it falls through. The car that's actually on fire falls through the deck. It ignites a bunch of cars underneath it. So that's a pretty spooky occurrence. So yeah, concrete and fire don't mix. It's really bad. David adds, the owner might be fine, but though the fire won't make it any cheaper to rent a Range Rover. Yeah, or insure. I think the fuel tank exploded. Yeah, probably did when it fell through and landed on the car below, or the car below was conventional fuel. Boom. But I didn't think diesel would explode like that. But I don't really know much about diesel fuel, so I don't really know. But yeah, pretty spooky at the sound. And again, in my looking at X, looks like the whole thing's a write-off. So all right, that was probably underwhelming for everyone. I don't know, maybe it was interesting, but anyway, that's the show. Welcome to the show. I would like to have more than one like, though. Just saying. All right, so that's enough of X for the moment. All right, another article. Southwest United Alaska American all face strikes, which I knew about Southwest. I thought United had settled everything. I did not know about Alaska, and I knew about American because of Jason's insights. While some hurdles remain, all four airlines are negotiating with their flight attendants, and one union says a holiday strike is on the table. Yikes. Most strikes don't affect the average American at all that much. Take the recent writer's strike, which, again, did you know the writers were on strike? The only thing that seemed to be shut down were the late night shows, which I don't watch anyway because I think they're all terrible. They all went downhill after... I don't know. Jay Leno was pretty funny for a while, and then Jimmy Fallon was good at the beginning, and then he started sucking, I thought. So anyway, take the recent writer strikes, which nobody cared about. For most people, however, the strike went without much notice because the networks had found such clever ways, clever, to deliver new non-scripted shows, while cable and streaming had new shows ready to cover the period during the strike. Yeah, I would agree with that. Over the next 12 months, the cupboards periodically might go a bit bare, but the return of blah, 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 blah. Game shows, Pressure Luck, love Pressure Luck. I remember being homesick as a kid from time to time, and watching game shows during the daytime, or at least in the morning. Love Pressure Luck. No whammies. But that was just TV viewing. Let's go back to the article. If the flight attendants from any of the major airlines strike, the impact will be far deeper. And that could happen not just a single airline, but possibly United, Southwest, Alaska, and American. It's important to note that flight attendants can't strike as easily as workers in other fields can. Airline workers and their negotiations with the airlines are governed by the Railway Labor Act. That law requires a number of steps, including mediation through the National Mediation Board. First step toward a strike would be asking the board to release the union representing each airline's flight attendants from mediation. Southwest pilots took that step, but their quote request denied. Are you going to go? Hello? Computer? My computer.
How about no?
There we go. It works a little better, but the request was denied.
How about no?
Yeah, see, timing. American Airlines Flight Attendants Union, the Association of Professional Flight Attendants, could be the next union to make that request. And if you were here with Jason, 99.47 were in favor of striking. The strike authorization vote represents an important step in our fight for an industry-leading agreement, the union said in a news release. Your negotiations team will return to the bargaining table with a clear message to management that American Airlines flight attendants are fired up and ready for our contract. We cannot strike until released by the National Mediation Board and following a 30-day cooling off period, but if management continues proposing concessions coupled with meager improvements to compensation and retirement, we will not hesitate to request a release to strike if necessary. I think Jason told me that this could take up to a year to get through all of the steps. So, other airlines might see flight attendant strikes. Southwest Airlines in June reached a deal with Transport Workers Union Local 556, which represents more than 18,000 of the airline's flight attendants. But the union's board voted not to accept the agreement. Oh, I didn't know that. Southwest flight attendants have not had a contract since late in 2018. Maybe that's why my service on my last flight was so mediocre. The airline's flight attendants had held a picket in February outside Southwest's annual employee rally in Las Vegas. TW 556 has made its cause public with a change.org petition that lays out some of the union's demands. While Southwest flight attendants continue performing their important jobs to help ensure passengers' safety and comfort in the air, they have endured too much. Threats of layoffs and pay cuts from Southwest Airlines, operational failures on the part of their airline, increased passenger aggression. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with anything other than people being jerks. Serving on the front lines during a pandemic, lack of hotels and access to hot meals. Media statements from Southwest sent to the street have made it clear that the airline expects to reach a deal before any labor action takes place. 99% of the mediation cases since 1980 have resulted in an agreement. A major U.S. airline has not had a strike since 1997, and it ended immediately, a spokesperson for the airline said. Southwest and American are not the only airlines negotiating with their flight attendants. Alaska and the Association of Flight Attendants, the CWA, which represents its flight attendants, are negotiating through a mediator. United Airlines remains in direct negotiation with its flight attendants. Now I've read articles from Daniel Klein in the past. I thought he said that there was a possible holiday strike. Did I miss that? I think I did. Anyway, so yet another sus article from, what's his name? Daniel Klein. Sorry, Daniel Klein. Let's see. David says the moral of this: don't park with a full tank. Archie asks, will diesel explode the same as gasoline? Diesel has a higher flash point to burn. Sorry, I gotta go to cough button. Ugh, goodness. Feel like I swallowed a bug. Flight attendants have lots of unpaid duties to make up, like on ground delays. I still am shocked that flight crews don't get paid until the door closes. That just seemed crazy to me because they're working before the door closes. Pilots, I think pilots are the same way too. David says passenger aggression equals danger money required plus stronger tasers. Strung tape too. Lots of tape them to the seats. Yeah, good times. All right. And I warned lots of United Heavy, just kind of how the articles popped into my feed. United Airlines removes Boeing 777 from New York to Newark, and put it on San Francisco and more. The aircraft will no longer be used between Newark and Brussels and Frankfurt. I flew a 777 from, I think it was San Francisco to Newark once upon a time. But I always liked the route change notes. Chicago-based United is making changes to its Boeing 777ER routes for the upcoming summer season. So this is for next year. Next year, I'm assuming. This is not new. Yeah, this is for next year. According to plane spotters, the United fleet has According to plane spotters, United has a fleet of 22 Boeing 777-300 ERs. Further, it has a total of 74 777-200s, and overall it has a fleet of around 924 aircraft and has 800 plus planes on order. And they're putting seatback screens on all of them, I understand. Following are the changes by United with its Boeing 777-300ER reported by somebody. They have added a 777-300 on one of the 3 daily flights from San Francisco to London. However, they were removing the 777-300 from routes between Newark and Brussels as well as Frankfurt. I'm guessing that will be replaced with a Dreamliner. As of now, these are the planned routes for United during the peak summer 20. Yeah, this is kind of a boring article, frankly. Boring. United Airlines is planning to boost its capacity on routes to 2 European destinations, Dubrovnik, Croatia, and Palma de Mallorca in Spain. Stay tuned with us. Further, follow us on social media. Blah, 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 blah. That was a boring article. I was hoping they were going to say, well, okay, these 2 routes are now going to be served by Dreamliners or something. Maybe they just wouldn't think they would drop them. Slots at airports are very valuable, and airlines typically don't like to drop them. I did see Delta dropped a slot at, I think it was Tokyo Haneda. Might have been Narita, but yeah. All right. Interesting. I had a discussion about aircraft boarding with some of the in-laws over the weekend, and then I get an article talking about United will start Wilma boarding, which I don't know what that is. I think I should know, but oh, did I get some airport codes wrong? Brussels, Frankfurt. I did have to review airport codes as part of my travel agent class. So, what is Wilma? Let's find out. Boarding a flight can be one of the most stressful experiences when traveling. So United Airlines has devised a new boarding method it says may save at least 2 minutes, saving hassles and delays. Okay. Starting on October 26th, so 10 days from now, the Chicago-based airline will roll out what it calls the Wilma method. Wilma is meant to be an acronym for window, middle seat, and aisle. That makes sense. The basis of the new boarding method is to board passengers in that order. The method claims to increase boarding efficiency since it means there are fewer people standing in the aisle while others try to get to their seats. 2 minutes. United previously used the Wilma boarding method until 2017 when it introduced basic economy seating. The spokesperson for the airline told media outlet USA Today that the airline's computer systems in use at the time limited the airline to a 5-group boarding structure. The system's upgraded technology now allows for more boarding groups, so United will try the method again. Beginning October 26th, United will be boarding passengers in this order. Pre-boarding, customers with disabilities and unaccompanied minors, active duty military, global service members, families with children under 2, and Premier 1K members. Okay. Group 1, United Polaris Business, United First, United Business, Premier Platinum, Premier Gold, and Star Alliance Gold. Followed by Group 2, Premier Silver, Star Alliance Silver, Chase, and certain other credit card holders, and paid Premier Access. Followed by window seats, exit row seats, and non-rev passengers. Then middle seats, aisle seats, basic economy. Basic economy on domestic flights and those between the U.S. and the Caribbean or Central America, excluding Panama City and San Salvador. We'll see. It's going to save 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The system will work with solo passengers, not so sure about families. Agreed. Maybe they're thinking that a family is likely to fill up a row or a better part of a row. And so I would guess that if the family includes someone who is assigned a window seat, that they would probably end up in group 3. Of course, I don't know that to be true, false, or other, but that would be my guess, that you would end up with, if someone in your group has a window, then you would end up going earlier because of that. I would guess. Who knows? Who knows? Cookies. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they. I mean, if they stick with it, it probably would be a good thing overall. And if it is a good thing, you'll see other companies, not Southwest because they don't have the technology, and it's open seating anyway. Doesn't matter on Southwest. That was a silly comment because Southwest doesn't assign seats. But anyway, other airlines that do assign seats, perhaps they will do that. That's a red cover. That makes me think this is EasyJet. Anyway, moving on. I always like these lists. The 10 best mega airports in the United States, and LAX didn't make the cut. Real quick, David. I saw David threw in a chat. What about Group 1 in the aisle seat, having to get up all the time? Yeah, I had that at a concert when my wife and I went to Duran Duran. The people down the aisle from us got up. I got to think they were up and down 10 times during the concert. They had to go get more adult beverages. And then, of course, they had to go to the bathroom because they drank so many adult beverages. Anyway, we call it breaking. Once you break the seal, you're done. You have to you're just going to live in the bathroom at that point. So that was very annoying. But, yeah. Regardless, let's look at the J.D. Power. When it comes to airports, biggest doesn't always mean best. The recent release J.D. Power 2023 North American Airport Satisfaction Study examined mega airports by looking at these 6 factors in order of importance. Terminal facilities, airport arrival, departure, baggage claim, security check, check-in baggage check, food, beverage, and retail. So if you can see down at the bottom, actually my preview window is behind. I stole the thunder. You can see number 1 below. Mega airports are defined as those with 33 million or more passengers per year. So Boise is not going to be on the list. I think we're a couple million a year. That sets them apart from large airports, which have 10 to 32 million passengers per year, as well as medium airports, which have 4.5 to 9.9 million passengers. Blah, blah, blah. Study is based on 27,147 completed surveys from U.S. and Canadian residents who traveled through at least one U.S. or Canadian airport, including connecting airports, during the past 30 days. It covered both arrival and departure experiences. The data in the study was fielded from August 2022 through July 23. So near the kind of as pandemic was winding down. These airports were also measured based on a 1,000-point scale of overall customer satisfaction. Despite being one of the busiest airports in the U.S., the Los Angeles International Airport didn't make the top 10, landing at number 11. So let's look at the list. Starting with number 1. Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport. Interesting. I've been there. After being number 3 in 2022... DTW landed the number 1 spot this year. The Michigan airport ranked highest in passenger satisfaction among mega airports, scoring 800. According to the FAA, the Detroit airport is also the busiest in the state. Well, it's next to the biggest city in the state, so that would kind of makes sense. Probably 90% of the population in the state of Michigan lives within an hour and a half of Detroit, that would be my guess. It is also a major hub for Delta, which is the highest rated domestic airline in the U.S. according to Bounce's 2023 Airline Index. It is also a base for Spirit, which ranked number 8. So here is the list. Detroit Metropolitan is number 1. Minneapolis St. Paul, been there. That's a gigantic airport. Harry Reid, number 3. Interesting. Dallas Fort Worth and Miami tied. San Francisco at 5. Denver International, Hartsfield, Jackson, and Orlando tied. George Bush Intercontinental, JFK, Charlotte Douglas, and Phoenix Sky Harbor. I've actually been to every one of these airports. Fascinating. Down from the number 1 spot last year is the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. The Minnesota airport ranked in the 2nd spot, scoring 796 out of 1,000. It's interesting. In terms of getting around the actual airport, Minneapolis, I've been going in and out of Minneapolis since the late 90s, and it has expanded significantly, and they make it really easy to get around between like the little be careful you might get run over shuttle golf cart things to just the people movers, the walkways in the airport. It's really easy to get around Minneapolis, I will say that. Let's see. Minneapolis St. Paul International is ideally located between the 2 major cities in Minnesota. According to the airport's website, its high ranking was accredited to its modern facilities, which received a major update in 21. Yep. Third airport, Harry Reid, 787. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? The airport, formerly known as McCarran, serves Las Vegas, Nevada. Harry Reid International is the cheapest airport to travel out of in America, according to Smart Asset. Domestic flights out of Harry Reid International cost an average of $296. Blah, blah, blah. It is an operating base for Allegiant, Frontier, Southwest Airlines, and Spirit. Interesting. So that's a pretty good list. Let's see. Harry Reid, Dallas. Pretty easy to get around Dallas. Miami. Gosh, I don't remember too much about Miami. Yeah, Miami's got like a SkyTrain kind of thing. I remember that now. Miami's not too bad to get around. San Francisco's got a train. I think that's the thing I'm seeing about all of these. Denver has an underground train. Hartsfield has a train. Orlando has remote terminals, so you take a little shuttle. George Bush, you've got the underground like little tram thing that feels like a Disneyland ride. I've only been in and out of the Delta terminal at JFK and the TWA hotel, so I don't really have a lot of experience with JFK. Charlotte, I've been in there a couple times, and it was under construction when I was there. And Phoenix. Phoenix has a new train from the rental car center to the terminal, so that's actually new since the last time I was there. So it's been a while since I've been to some of these, but anyway, there's the list. Any comments on the list? No comments on the list. Moving on. All right. America is from the Points Guy. American adds 8 new routes, 1 new destination in Northeast focused expansion. Perhaps a result of their winding down of their Boston JetBlue agreement. Fort Worth base carrier announced Thursday a significant network expansion that includes 8 new routes and 1 brand new destination, nearly all of which are focused in the Northeast. 6 of the routes will become new destinations from LaGuardia. Last one will be a new one from America's hub at Ronald Reagan. All right, so here's the lists. From Reagan to Hyannis in Massachusetts, LaGuardia to Bangor, Maine. LaGuardia to Halifax, Nova Scotia, LaGuardia to Hyannis again, LaGuardia to Martha's Vineyard, LaGuardia to Nantucket, LaGuardia to Portland, Maine. So these are seasonal northeast load destinations. Here's the map. Here's the map. Here's the map. And then, I must have missed the Charlotte. In addition to the new routes in the Northeast, American shared that it'll start new service from Charlotte to Vancouver on June 5th. I should try to get on that flight. Furthermore, the carrier will resume flying between Reagan and Bermuda on April 4th, following a nearly 4-year hiatus during the coronavirus pandemic. Charlotte, Vancouver. And that would be fun. All of this regional expansion piggybacks off America's splashy announcement about new long-haul service. Announced in August, I think we covered this. The airline is adding 4 new transatlantic flights, 3 of which land in all new destinations for America: Copenhagen, Naples, and Nice, France. Very exciting. Very exciting. Jason's least favorite airplane, right there. Woo, hates the 737. All right, so I'm going to move on. Talk about the Northeast Alliance. So, if you don't already if you have points accrual as a priority with your credit cards, you probably already read the points guy. So this could be a repeat. But if you are interested in such things, then the points guy is definitely a good source for that. So, all right, another one, and I think Delta is also doing this as well. But as Jason has said, if your blanket is not in a sealed baggie, and sealed, I mean like a permanent seal, not a Ziploc. If it's not like sealed into a plastic bag, it has probably been recycled or reused from a previous passenger. So keep that in mind. United Airlines brings back blankets on domestic flights after customers and employee backlash. So this is a whole bunch of articles, it looks like. Wow, look at that. That Weston, that looks cool. Sydney, ooh, wow, that's awesome. Anyway, United expedites returns of blankets on domestic flights. Let's go to that article. Blankets return to United Airlines. Yesterday, I wrote about United's decision to remove blankets in domestic first class, where polyester blankets were traditionally available on all mainline flights and on red-eye flights where passengers still receive blankets. But the feedback must not have been positive, because United has reversed course and even plans to expedite the return of blankets on board. Fueled by customer and employee feedback, we are expediting the return to standard provisioning on all of our on-seat bedding and amenities. On November 1st, earlier, depending on the provisioning location, the blanket tote on domestic flights and all blankets on red-eye flights will return to our previous provisioning numbers. Red-eye flights will have on-seat blankets provisioned on all seats, and the supplemental blanket totes will return to their previous standards. It was pointed out that American Airlines and Delta Airlines ditched blankets during the pandemic on domestic flights and have not brought them back. I think Delta has just announced that they are going to start bringing them back, I think. Again, I think I saw that on X. Blankets may not be game changers, but are nice to have if you do not have room for your own in your hand baggage. But again, make sure they're in a sealed bag, otherwise they are reused. Ugh. There's the blanket in a bag. There's a United blanket. I think I might have one of those somewhere. Maybe. JetBlue. On JetBlue, I think you can buy a blanket. I did not do that. I think you buy it on JetBlue. I can't remember. I think it's on the trip report I did for the JetBlue flights earlier this year. And I think you can get those. I think you can buy those and you get to keep those. I think. So, possibly. David says he has his own travel blanket. At least I know what those fluids are. All right.
How about no?
Or this would be better. But my soundboard is slow today.
Inconceivable.
There we go. Gosh. Yeah.
What's wrong with the picture?
Yeah, that's really slow. Okay, here we go. We're going to hit the button.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Of course, that one works fine. Anyway. So yeah, I think the safest course, if you have room for it, is to always bring your own blanket. And pillow, frankly. That's probably what I would recommend. I'm probably going to have to start doing that. All right. Now this was interesting to me because I saw a commercial and it certainly looked like people were connecting their Bluetooth headsets to the seatback screen, which I don't believe you can do on Delta. And it was interesting to me because it was a United commercial, and if you could connect your Bluetooth to the seatback screen, that would be pretty sweet. And so I'm hoping that's what this article is going to tell me is possible. These days, wireless headphones have become a staple item on my packing list. Correct? Agreed. Being able to effortlessly listen to music, catch up on a podcast, or finish a call makes me a more efficient traveler. No longer do I need to worry about cords getting tangled in my bag or forgetting to pack the right audio adapter. Just pop on the headphones and voila, I hear it in my head, but I can't say it, except when you're on an airplane. Many airlines offer seatback screens, but just a handful support the ability to wirelessly pair your headphones to the entertainment system. This is a feature that I've been waiting for years to see, especially as wireless headphones have soared in popularity. Well, there's some good news on the front. United Airlines announced on Thursday that more than 100 planes already support this feature, and it will become available on more than 800 jets by 2032. Bluetooth connectivity has become increasingly important to travelers, many of whom now travel with their own devices. So apparently this article is written by Zach Griff from The Points Guy, who looks like he got a tour of a maintenance bay with a Max in the background. Sweet, shiny new Macs. United and Apple hosted a media event in San Francisco on Thursday to provide an update on Bluetooth connectivity and much, much more. Time to coincide with the recent launch of Apple's new second-gen AirPods Pro, the United highlighted its new capabilities by showing how Apple's AirPods Pro worked with its new in-flight setup. Personally, I swear by the AirPods Pro, but here's everything else you need to know about Thursday's event. Every new and retrofitted United mainline domestic jet now features seatback screens with Bluetooth connectivity. While this feature initially launched in beta, it's now ready for prime time, according to Jason Birnbaum, United's chief information officer. Sweet. You'll find Bluetooth-enabled screens on all the following jets: 737 MAX 8s, some 737 MAX 9s, some 737 800s, some 737 900s, some A319s, and A320s. So some for now, but more coming. Wow, that is a shiny new Max, isn't it? Everything looks super shiny. Not too much wear and tear on that guy. During Thursday's media event, United and Apple demoed the Bluetooth connectivity on a brand new 737 MAX 9 parked in one of its hangars at San Francisco. There, Birnbaum welcomed a crowd of journalists and social media influencers. Hey, I wasn't invited. Sorry. Ushering the crowd into the waiting jet experience here you go. Connecting your headphones to the TVs could be simpler. Birnbaum said that during the beta period, United was focused on streamlining the customer experience. And that is exactly what the airline has done. You'll find a Bluetooth logo at the bottom right of the home screen. Clicking on it reveals the Bluetooth audio panel. Simply flip the switch to on and search for your device. Nice. It should take just seconds after enabling and pairing mode on your headphones for them to show up on the screen. Once they do, just tap your device and you're all set. That's pretty sweet. All right, and there's the next interior, their first class. That looks pretty good. Looks like they provided devices for you to use, or is that built into the seat? I can't tell. Anyway. Look at all those lovely screens. Isn't it nice? Bottom line, United's new planes sport a slew of upgrades, but perhaps none as exciting as Bluetooth connectivity. The ability to wirelessly pair your headphones to the seatback entertainment system is a game changer for travelers. United isn't alone entering the 21st century. Delta already has a handful of Bluetooth-enabled jets, and American Airlines promises to offer Bluetooth connectivity on upcoming new deliveries. Bluetooth connectivity to what? American, I guess, in first class only? I don't know. United or American doesn't have CPAC screens in economy, but rumor has it that JetBlue is also considering adding Bluetooth to support to its jets. So that's pretty cool. All right. David says, I think about his blanket. He got his off Kickstarter. It comes with leg pockets. Keep your legs warm. Archie says, I understand Southwest will improve frequent flyer perks. Or, I haven't seen an article on that yet, or I haven't got an email from Southwest, so I'll keep an eye out for that. Hopefully that does come down. Last up today, from my friend David. Thank you, David, for the crowdsourcing of the article. Guardian. I don't. Suspected bomb on Panama City flight. Actually a diaper, police say. I don't know if you liked my response to your email, David, but it seemed appropriate. Officials removed passengers on a Copa Airlines aircraft bound for Florida and identified a diaper as a cause of after emergency inspection. A Copa Airlines aircraft bound for Tampa, Florida from Panama City turned back following a suspected bomb threat, and the 144 passengers on board were disembarked, but the scare turned out to be a false alarm, authorities said on Friday. Officials carried out an emergency inspection of the aircraft and identified a disposable diaper for adults as the object that prompted the scare. The Central American country's police said on X, formerly Twitter. Again, X. Does anybody not know that X is Twitter? Anyway, maybe somebody doesn't. And there's the photos. There's the adult diaper. I don't know where it was left. Let's find out. The Boeing 737-800 aircraft has been isolated from other planes while it landed back at Panama City International Airport at 10:50 a.m. local time following the bomb scare. Panama's aviation authority said a post on X. Do you think he named it X because isn't that his kid's name, X? I mean, Elon's kind of a weirdo, but I appreciate a lot of what Elon is doing. I think going to Mars is cool. Passengers have begun boarding the aircraft to resume their travel to Tampa, Copa Airlines said in a statement, adding that authorities have ruled out any type of threat. So it's interesting, that person who diarrhea bombed the Delta flight clearly did not have an adult diaper, but could have used one. So, yeah, David, I don't know. I do not know. It seems to be an epidemic of...
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
I'd rather have napalm than a poo flight, for sure. Yeah, it's...
These pipes are clean.
These pipes are clean. Anyway.
Inconceivable.
So now, of course, my soundboard...
If you're gonna spew, spew into this.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Anyway, that is all I've got for you guys today. If you have any questions or comments, continue to put them in chat. Looks like it's a light Monday with David and Archie, so it's a dedicated David and Archie stream this morning. I dedicated it to my two most loyal regulars. Thank you very much. It will get other views after the fact, but the live part is Monday. I will tell you, it was a bit of a struggle for me to just get moving this morning. Yeah, rough weekend. I describe it as good bad weekend. So David continues sending me the articles. Hopefully TMZ will have some good stuff for us for Wednesday evenings and for you Thursday mornings stream if you are available. So hopefully TMZ comes through. Hopefully some weirdo out there in the world comes through with some fun stuff for us. I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing Archie will be watching with me the Grand Prix from Austin this weekend. Yeah, I think Austin. I think it's Austin this weekend in Vegas. I watched a video a little while ago. I saw, if you haven't watched Matt's Illusion 76, that is a funky looking airplane. Pretty cool to see it. I think I saw the other Illusion one time in Atlanta with Matt. I haven't seen the 76 in person though, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, TMZ's not so hot right now. Hopefully, again, it's not necessarily TMZ. There's got to be some weirdo celebrity story out there. Britney Spears doing a knife dance again, something like that, but relate on an airplane. Something like that. United Fight Club. We haven't had a United Fight Club for a while. We've just had a lot of poop flights, which does happen. So, I still need to see if I can find the flight number for the Delta poop flight, so I hopefully don't ever get on that plane. Yeah, Vegas is a big mess with construction. Yeah, they're like every brand new Formula One event, they are rushing to get everything up. The big story I saw recently, might have been on X over the weekend, was all the temporary road bridges that they have to put up over the track because like Singapore, it's a street circuit ultimately. So you have all the differences. In Singapore, there's a limited number of actual hotels inside the track. In Vegas, the whole east side of the strip is inside the track boundary. So because of that, you got to have temporary bridges to get those people who are staying at those resorts into that area. And I think it's going to be, I love going to Vegas. And I've been there during a couple of UFC fights and stuff. Nothing to the scale of what I think Formula One's going to be. I think it's going to be actually a good place to avoid unless you have the 10 or 20 grand for the premium experience that a lot of people do have. I think it's a place to avoid if you don't have that experience, because I think it's going to be awful. I think it's going to be just overcrowded, overrun, grumpy people from worldwide squeezing each other left and right, and Vegas overcharging for everything, which is what they're doing right now, because people are traveling and people will pay it, and they'll keep raising the prices of everything in Vegas until people quit paying it. So, I mean, I was just there in August, so I'm not one to talk. Yeah, I hope prices start going down. Inflation's, no matter what the former vice president's economic advisor wants to say out there in the media, one of his advisors actually came out and said that there is no inflation. Did you know that there's no inflation? All that $8 an hour, it's not $8 here, but $5 a gallon gas. It's not real. It's not real. It's your imagination. So $4 for a dozen eggs. It's not real. It's not real. But yeah, people are realizing that inflation is actually a real thing, and they're not spending as much money. So I don't think that the Formula One race might get sold out in Vegas. I still get an email. I've been getting emails or like alerts from them regularly to buy tickets. So I don't think it's a sellout at this point. So a lot of profiteering right now. Yeah. Same in the UK. Yep. A lot of that going on these days. So we'll see what happens. Yep. All right. So Archie, David, thank you very much for being here.
Hey, would you like to buy a monkey?
I gotta throw that in there. And remember, it is Monday, so
Get busy living or get busy dying.
thank you, Morgan. Have a good week, everyone. Hopefully you will, hopefully Archie and David have a good couple days, and I hope to see both of you, and there is a third lurker out there. It's a small stream today. There's a third lurker out there. I don't know who the third lurker is, but, cause it doesn't tell me. If you don't identify yourself or say hi in chat, I don't know who's out there. So, there is someone else out there, but, welcome to everyone, and now we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. So I am done for Monday. I've got some other work to get done. I will be working on. I think I'm gonna do. I think Friday's video, which I haven't started yet, so I got a lot of work to do this week. I think I'm doing the San Diego Zoo or the money grab that is SeaWorld. I don't know if you guys. Oh, Bodacious is out there lurking. Okay. So real quick, David and Archie and Bodacious, would you rather see San Diego Zoo or the money grab that is SeaWorld? If you have any particular preference, they're both going to come out in the next 2 weeks either way. So, anyway, I think we'll say goodbye there. Regardless of anything else, I will let the stream run if you have a preference. I think I'm going to do the zoo though. So, all right. And I'm rambling. Bye-bye. And I will see you hopefully on Wednesday.
Get busy living or get busy dying.